Yeah.
Back to the ESL Pro League and back to our final weeks. Very important game now for Fnatic and Envy. In fact, the French in particular, Team EnVyUs, have the power to affect the standings, not necessarily for themselves. I'm joined by Henry G, mixing it up. Yep. He's going to be joining us here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk alongside Janko Paunovic. I'm your host, Alex Machine. So just to get back to the main topic at hand here, EnVyUs, they have to win both of their games here. If they lose a single map, even in overtime, then Astralis and Na'Vi are going to Dallas.
Both of them just go through.
Isn't that weird?
That's crazy. But the thing is, EnVyUs are looking a little bit better right now. They did take down AGO and NIP recently.
Yes,
2 zeros.
Yes, so Envy looking good right when they have the power to influence other people's standings, Janko. It's a bit kooky.
Yeah, I think for them, actually, I think this game is a given. It's going to be a 1-1 split series because that's what seems to be happening to Fnatic, every single game, really. So I think it will also probably be a fair one. EnVyUs have been looking better recently, and Fnatic has been struggling ever since they came back from China and WSG.
Yes, and just yesterday, actually, I was asking you guys at home to go ahead and submit your plays, what you've been up to in the server, to esl.gg/submitplay, and you guys have been submitting some fantastic bangers, and myself, Janko, and Henry are going to be taking a look at them right here, right now, before we get into the meat of this Counter-Strike sandwich. It's community plays, and we get to see what these guys have been up to. Okay, who have we got first? It's Mr. Nawan from Malaysia. It really is a global game, isn't it?
He must have sent that in yesterday. That's quite nice.
We need more events in Asia.
We do, we really do.
You been to Korea before?
No.
Oh, you'll love it.
I've never been to Korea.
It's crazy.
Korea, Japan.
Yeah, I've been to Tokyo. I've been to Seoul.
Oh, jealous.
It's cool. It's very nice. Those are two very similar places.
Power, of course, making a comeback.
Here they are. This is
a bit of Glock action.
This is an ace. An ace on the pistol.
Rocking out with his Glock out.
Grabs the bomb. Is he going to fight? He does. Cheeky beam. That was Avo. Now we have Thapira from Italy.
Ah, the known gamer country, Italy.
There is a bot there, but I'm fine with it.
Well, he was controlled.
The bot was being controlled. It kind of takes a bit away from the clip and what is Alex, but I've still...
There's two bots there.
There's two bots going.
Nice!
Killed the bots.
But here we go, Norwegian. These guys occasionally can play. What?
Killed two guys
in a double
line?
wallbang headshot?
Yeah, you see those two corpses?
Yeah.
That was
cool.
Wow.
That was sick. We have TT then. That's a name.
TT.
Stereo Madness with the first.
More Glock action, I think.
Yeah, dude, Glock's scary, man. 20 bullets, running accuracy. T's have got, in my mind, quite the scary advantage on some of these angles, and look at that. B Animals didn't see it coming.
Nemo Meister from Canada.
Canadian sensation.
What the?
Yeet, yeet. That's why I talk now.
Yeet, yeet.
Yeet, yeet.
Submit your clips now, guys, at esl.gg/PL plays. It's a great place to showcase your talents.
That was a slash. Oh, gosh.
A slash.
I was doing the
forward
slash.
Again, Henry. I thought we were over this.
I think the dab died in 2017. I think it was
I thought the treatment worked, Alex.
It wasn't a dab. I've been to dab rehab.
You kind of did this as well.
Redab.
Yeah, you did
I didn't
the whole
wind into it. No,
it
was esl.gg/. There's no... Neck is staying stationary.
So for you to dab, it has to be quite a deep V.
Yeah, you have to really get into the crook of the...
You just did.
Well, now you... Okay. Moving on from my redab and into the game of Counter-Strike. Thank you so much for you guys submitting your clips, first of all. That's always fun to see. I'm loving that double headshot wallbang with the AWP. Bit of spice going down in the server, and hopefully the same can be said for Fnatic Envy. First question, actually, Janko, is that we're saying EnVyUs are improving. When did this start? I mean, are we talking the last couple of weeks? Are we talking about this week? I mean, where does it start?
I think 2 or 3 weeks is the time frame. I think it started from when they could actually use their full lineup. To begin with, they've been playing with XMS for a while instead of Haji, and you can see, right, in their games they are 4-0 on a 4-game win streak. They split the series last week with FaZe, got a map off of North. Probably you would expect them to have maybe a slightly better result versus Hellraisers, but definitely on the up and up.
It's players like Hadji who have come in now properly. Obviously, he was removed for a little bit with XMS coming into Merc for them, I guess. He was part of the lineup before. I don't know if he's benched or whatever now, but Hadji is actually looking really good for them. Now he's playing. He's actually one of the star players, believe it or not, in a team we've got RPK, Scream, and Happy. He's actually looking in Kiyoshima, right? These are all major names, maybe apart from RPK and Scream. Either way, these two major winners in the team, and you've got Hadji from the academy team of EnVyUs actually flying the flag at the very top, looking like the best player on the server for them.
Yeah, he has looked fantastic. But this has been, I mean, how often have we found ourselves saying this new guy is revolutionizing a team of old hats? I mean,
well, you're seeing it a few times now. Like you talk about the North team we just saw there, they've taken Mertz from the academy team. Sure, he hasn't really set the world on fire at the top end of the scene, but he's going to be a great potential for the future. EnVyUs have done it. Fnatic with Golden, they've just won 2 championships with a player from their academy team.
Mouse, Rops.
Yep, absolutely. So these rookies coming in looking fantastic. It shows the academy system, although it kind of was nerfed by, I think, the Western stuff, but overall it looks like it's actually worked out for a few organizations.
I haven't heard the word nerfed in a long time.
Yeah.
That's good. Yes.
I think the whole thing was you were given 18 months like a year ago to get rid of your academy teams, essentially.
Yeah,
so.
which is, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I actually really like the idea of an academy team because I've seen the Fnatic project work so well, the North project. I guess there's just going to have to be an alternative.
The problem is there's just a conflict of interest, the whole thing. If you ever get in a tournament like Copenhagen Games, an open tournament, you go up against each other, it's a big game.
Money on the line.
Yeah, you know, like you just go like, oh, if you guys draw, both go through. It's that sort of thing, right? Like it's those sort of things.
Or even worse, you're in a bracket. It's like if you lose, then they get a better opponent. Gets uncomfortable. So absolutely, I understand why, but I do like, in terms of nurturing new talent, academy teams are so good because you have an organization with a lot of infrastructure who can genuinely hold your hand through it, and you've got experienced players next door who can probably help you in your improvement. I mean, I understand both sides of the story, Yanko.
Yeah, it also helps a lot in just having someone to practice with, and you can set them up any way you like, right? As a practice call, you say, okay, guys, we need you to play 3 rounds now, be aggressive on the CT side. Like, don't tell us what you're going to do, but be aggressive in any way, and that allows you to practice. I think the problem is at the moment, there's not enough players, in the sense that the players that are in academy teams, they're all striving to become, you know, tier 1 players and play for the best teams, and that's why they're going to play the same qualifiers and so on. In sports, those academy teams, so to speak, B teams, they're on a level where they could never meet with the main team. And those are also the players who like playing on a lower level. I mean, they're satisfied with that. You know, obviously they're not getting paid as much, but they probably don't have the capabilities to do more even. And it's most of the time an opportunity for younger players to get some competitive experience before moving to the big leagues, and that's when they're very, very young. So think of guys like Frozen, like Sergey, right, who are already playing for professional teams, so to speak, but maybe they would be in Fnatic Academy for 6 months or a year and play the potentially a DreamHack Open. Okay, even that's like too high, but maybe like the Betsnet tournament, stuff like that. And after a couple of those tournaments, move into the main squad.
I think that's why a lot of people are saying we need more open tournaments in CSGO, like we used to have in 1.6 and Source, like an I-Series, for example. Like everyone just turns up and everyone's on the same level, and we obviously have your invited teams, but everyone can make it in, but it's going through a double elimination bracket and getting all the way through. And someone like an academy team can show what they're made of, and those kind of tournaments like Copenhagen Games are fantastic for that sort of thing. And I think they should come back. We should have one headline open tournament like the CPL was in 1.6 and kind of have that as a flagship. That would be really fun.
Dude, I'm mad, because there was so much fun with the idea of who the hell are X, you know, like who the hell is that? And then you end up walking and meeting them, shaking their hand, saying, didn't expect that. And you know, that it's a very cool way to get yourself and stamp your mark on the scene. Definitely a conversation for another time, though, because now we turn our attention to the names on screen. Maybe more to the Fnatic column, because we haven't addressed the Swedes too much here. After what has been a very, very impressive month from them previous, now we find ourselves in April and trying to get themselves to Dallas. It's looking tough, though.
Yeah, it hasn't really been a very good Pro League season for them. When they first came into it last year, it was like more of the same of Fnatic. We're like, well, they're looking better, looking more structured, but not getting the results we really needed from them right now, which was a little bit disappointing. But out of nowhere, really, honestly, out of nowhere, they started to not even look better in Pro League, just on LAN, they started showing up. Like it was back in the, I think the major, well, just before they made the changes, they got like top 8, they kept maintaining the top 8 spot. Golden's first appearance with them in the major, they managed to get legendary status again. Then, flash forward a few months, so going to Katowice, they're always a bit of an underdog team. They could cause some trouble. They end up winning the whole damn thing. And thanks to Resurgence for the player in screen right now, Flusher looking like his absolute best once again. Crim's amazing, passionate play. It was just fantastic. The team's back and looking better than ever.
And I mean, if you continue to add to that list, Lecro as well has really started to find footing. I know, Yanko, you've always kind of had the sentiment of he could be that player Fnatic needs? You've always expected more from him.
True, it's because, you know, he has the skills, especially mechanically. He's a very, very good player. He just doesn't have the personality for it, right? He's a quiet guy, and never really in the spotlight, and that's why you tend to overlook him at times. But he's been one of the main contributors in the fragging department in those big games, compared to, you know, Krems being the star of the team, and, you know, JW with his Joker plays and his unpredictability, and Flusha with his intelligent plays.
And that's where I'd like to take our final conversation before we do jump into this one, is this Joker plays, this Fnatic style.
Okay.
Is it in their own way? I know it's not deliberately, but does it, when you're playing against it, is that disrespectful style of Counter-Strike?
No, it's definitely not. One thing I always say when I'm casting it is, like, do not try and learn from these plays. Like, the thing is, at this level, it's not the correct thing to do in Counter-Strike, but because these guys are so talented and so confident in their own ability, it works out for them. So when you see players like JW pushing smokes and no-scoping people, that is the wrong thing to do. Technically speaking, from the school of Counter-Strike, that is wrong. But it's so good at it, he pulls it off.
It's as Yanko says, they're not playing the percentages, Yanko. You know, you talk about Astralis, every time the decision plays the percentages, JW doesn't even think about the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we, you know, when we see them go up against some of these teams, when they're not necessarily gimmicky plays, but those high-risk plays, when they don't work, that's where things fall apart for Fnatic. And what we contributed to Golden coming into the team is, when those plays don't work, he brought them extra structure, that they have something to fall back on, and the games don't just go snowball out of control. And that's what we saw in Katowice, that's what we saw in China. But ever since they came back, that was what's been lacking the most for Fnatic in some of these losses, right? When they win, it's either a convincing win, or, you know, they win a lot of those force buys. Even Golden, you were casting it, Alex, that crazy CZ round on overpass and so forth. So I think for them, it's maybe taking a breather, you know, maybe it's over this coming weekend or something prior to DreamHack Masters is, you know, okay, we need to go back to what brought us back into relevancy, really, because up until they added Golden, Fnatic was nowhere to be seen almost.
Yeah, perhaps those wins gone to their head and trying to do what they used to do when filled with confidence and tournament wins. And just before we do jump in, it is time to find out what our analysts are picking for players to watch.
Ooh,
yes.
I'm going to go with Hadji.
Okay, given the young Frenchman.
Just because we've seen a lot of Fnatic recently, I think it's good to call out the younger players sometimes. A lot of pressure on him coming from the academy team, but posting great numbers alongside some legendary players. So it's going to be Hadji for me.
Yeah, and Scream had a great game yesterday as well. I think he'd be my choice just to see if he can do it again. Yanko?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Flusha because the map is Inferno, and the dirty work he does for Fnatic in Banana almost by himself at times is really, really important. And, you know, something for the viewers to keep an eye out and see something that you don't see in stats, his impact on the server.
Okay, so keep an eye on those two. For those of you watching in GoTV, you can watch them yourself. Anyway, over to Chad Burchill and Lauren Pansy-Scott. Chaddy, the guys here are kind of giving EnVyUs a lot of credit, actually. I thought this would be another one filled with memes, ripping Envy apart, but they're actually suggesting there has been a genuine improvement from the French over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think definitely there's been an increase in their performance, and that's having Hadji actually on the roster and in the server, right? Obviously, having XMS, they kicked him, but they needed to use him as the stand-in. We talk about the issues you have when a player is pending and waiting to be kicked off the team. Now they're in the right track.
Yeah, Lauren, what do you make of Team EnVyUs? You know, you've casted Counter-Strike for a long time now. The names like RPK, the names like Scream, often would be synonymous with a good close game.
You'd hope so. RPK had some very influential moments in the last couple of games that he played. So, I mean, looking towards him as a swing factor could be great. He could certainly be kind of what they need here to maybe create some more consistency. Because we always it's felt like we've followed every statement up with, if Scream has a big, or if this player has this big moment, it would certainly be a more interesting factor. But Chad, we get to cast together. What is this?
That's fun, Lauren.
What has happened?
I want to set the scene for everyone. I want everyone to sit back in their chairs and close their eyes. And I want them to go back in time to ESL 1 Cologne 2015, where these two team names, EnVyUs and Fnatic, went head-to-head in the grand final. And it was an absolute brawl.
What are those lineups?
Look, they're vastly different. But
I mean, you're trying to come in with the play-by-play hype, Chad. You're trying to come in with the fluffy storyline.
I was trying to set the scene. I was trying to set the scene for everyone.
What, for the organisers? No.
Anyway, we had an opening kill from Crimson Banana there. It is currently a 4-on-5 scenario with Hadji in the apartments with quite a lot of information, a lot of room to work with, and there's a bit of utility on Kiyoshima, which appears that they want to use that over towards the B bomb site. The remaining members of EnVyUs are congregating and preparing for the attack on B, where they will be met by Flusha and Golden.
Only one smoke. Going to be a little bit tricky. You're going to have to take the gamble on one of the two spots, right? You've got coils and the cross itself. Now, Flusher is sat by Nubox, so that's still not too much of a bother. There's a CT smoke going up. High flash to follow. See how this goes. Does catch Golden, force him off the angle by coils. Now, Flusher needs to come into play once they can kind of duel up, get that nice crossfire into place, and so far, not so good. Flusher missing some absolute sitters. This is horrible. He knows it. He's done for. Gets overwhelmed. Envy, they don't exactly have the most flawless positions in the world. They're both kind of stuck here, taking fights that are not advantageous, but they're making it count for now, and there it is. Happy and Hadji explode on towards that kill feed, and it's down to just JW in a 1v2. No kit to hand. Might be one loose on the floor in front, but he does have a limited amount of time, and Hadji and Happy are toying with him. You can't toy with your food like this. It's just rude. Poor old JW, going to have to make his way forward now. Every step he takes, one of the players is going to swing. He gets a fight on one, the other shows, and there it is. Nicely played out in the end by Envy. Not easy positions. We saw teams, I think it was actually Fnatic, struggling with that themselves. So again, that could be a factor here.
To do that 4-on-5 down with low HP and just to smoke and a couple flashes in hand with Keo there, it's very impressive. I thought it was great that they got the bomb down, but Flusher shooting the bomb planter in the back when he's not facing you, USP kills, like pistol kills when you're aiming at players who, first of all, aren't looking at you, and second of all, planting the bomb, some of the hardest kills to make in the game. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous.
To be fair, the hitbox isn't great on it as well. Like, it's
that's,
not
yeah,
his
that's
whole
the thing, right?
fault. Yeah.
It's super frustrating. There's multiple times I've seen pro players and been in teams, especially Justillo or Mirage comes to mind, where he was under the balcony on A, whiffed 12 bullets on players not even looking at him. It was a bit of a nightmare. You see these things crop up from time to time, though. Flusher's definitely going to be haunting his dreams after this game.
Well, this could be fun. Those pistols going to be put to the test. Hadji already going to do pretty nicely with Mac 10. Lekro known for the Deagle power. Good damage done, and the follow-up kill is excellent. Woo! And there it is. This is what you want to be seeing from this man. He can just take the time, peek back out. He's got the support from Flusher as well, with JW not far off. This is what these pistols can do, and it wasn't just the CZ. It was the good work from the Deagle, a good positioning, good crossfires. And really, Envy looked a little lackluster going into that.
You're talking about good positioning. Crims was playing on the balcony with a scout. Oh, that's where I was going with that one, with a scout. And that's really not an optimal position. Yeah, well,
I meant the others, within context of this.
Everybody else were able to chime in and get the kills. Going out apps against pistols and ecos is normally one of the places you don't want to take it because it's a close-range duel, and you're relying on, them not stacking that part of the map. Here, they've jumped into the stack and have just been absolutely decimated because what they're doing is trying to surprise. And when you do that, there's so many different areas to have to clear out if you're not using utility properly. And there we saw how devastating the CT pistols can be on Inferno.
Now, this is nothing new. If you watch Envy, you've seen the fact that they do sit back. They don't actually fight for banana control particularly all that quickly. Used to be RPK down by the T-stairs. He's maybe been switched up. He is still back there. He's got Keo with him. So again, not exactly a surprise if you see them being quite passive. This round they do only have the pistols, but they do have the upgraded armor. Bit of utility. This could be a B hit coming through, considering they do have those two smokes. That could be placed obviously towards B, but you'll never know. We'll see what they actually go for. If they get an opportunity elsewhere, they could just jump off on that. But again, aggression from the CT side down banana. You can have Flusher pushed up, and then you have Golden watching his back too. So it's going to be quite tricky if they want to take that over, but surely they'll consider this, and it can work. We'll see. RPK, first man in, first man to fall as well. Scream does go down as well, but it's Hadji to fight the good fight for Envy, but by now they're down to 3 players. Golden and JW are low, but what's the game plan here?
I'm not sure the HP is going to matter too much. Having that aggressive banana stance meant they couldn't execute onto the B bomb site, which is what Fnatic wanted to avoid, but they're playing 2 players on the arch side here, and a big shot by Happy. Crims following up with 2 of his own, and now Hadji in a 1-on-3 situation versus 3 players who are bleeding out from Fnatic.
All right, we've got the Walking Wounded up against Hadji. He's got 15 HP, a Mac 10, and a Dream. Positioning could be fun. Let's see. There we go. He does get Crims. Honestly, sticking with the SMG wouldn't have even been a bad plan. But the problem is JW's position is weird here. Probably maybe not the instant expected spot, but time is of the essence, and LP comes out. He can't plant the bomb. JW knows this. He's going to buy time and be the nuisance that he can be. And sadly for Hadji, he had very limited options left.
He made the best of a bad situation there. Was able to grab a couple kills, hold on to that Famous, take it into this round, but it puts the call from Envy in an awkward position because it did take so many kills, but the money isn't great. He didn't get that plant down. They couldn't bolster the economy in any way. We'll probably just go for a save, try and do what they can with this Famous. You can see 2 MP9s on the CT side, Golden and Lekro picking them up respectively, and then M4s to back up that line of defense. Should be a pretty easy mop right now for Fnatic. unless Hadji can actually pull off a miracle. He has that flash, means he can get himself into a position where he can find a one-on-one duel. It's not going to be easy by any means.
Needs some like classic happy work with the deagle. Not seen that in a long time. The echoes of Semler ringing throughout the map. But for now, 2 players still towards B. No one's really moving from Fnatic. Showing discipline here, patience.
Yeah, just for people at home, the best thing that Envy can do right now in this scenario is just grab as many kills and get the bomb down, right? Like, they should be the goals here. Let's kill as many players as we can, or just try and get that bomb down, because going into the next round, obviously they went for the force, right? They lost, they went for the force, they lost again. In this scenario here, your economy going into the first gun round, it's not going to mean you're missing out on, a little bit of utility, a couple of Molotovs, this, that, and the other.
There's a chance on this. Don't get me wrong. There is a genuine chance. You've got Golden here. The SMG, there it is. You set Hadji up for success, and he does do just that. It's down to Golden. Good work on the first. He's trying to buy time. He needs to stay alive as long as he can. Keep him guessing. Good work. Support's on the way, and it arrives just as required. CZ to seal the deal, and it's Fnatic stabilizing. That felt dangerous for a second or two. If Golden been isolated, picked up, or maybe pushed further, he didn't hold his nerve. That could have been a lot worse, and that plant could have then come through.
Flush has had a lot of uncharacteristical moments early on here with, the pistol round blunder, and they're just getting absolutely slammed. So if he can turn that around early. And the question mark is how are Envy going to apply the limited utility they have? Normally a pop flush strategy or something along those lines would play when you aren't dealing with all the bits and pieces you need to do a set piece, a full execute. But they do have all the smokes, but JW getting hyper aggressive. He pushed all the way down into secondary middle, hiding in the flower bed. Will he be checked? Gonna have to deal with Kiyoshima. He's gonna expect this play. This is a JW move, and yeah, he steps out, crouches under. It was actually Hadji, not Kiyoshima. Gonna get my numbers right. Number 9. It was upside down, Lauren. I was reading upside down. I was doing a headstand. But, that's a great opening kill.
Australian joke, being upside down?
No, I was talking about doing a headstand.
I thought you could have made something with that. People love I'm Australian, everything's upside down.
I'm also British, and I live in Germany. So
you're not British. Just
the passport definitely says I'm a citizen.
I'll let you take that. Like Scream just let Crims take that already. Evening this one back up to a 4v4. You can see the response though. T side now eyeing up that B side. Golden's been pretty good, quite stable. Not exactly normally the big fragger, not exactly the one you expect to be putting up the numbers, being that kind of element. And I like the late in the round CT aggression, getting that information back. Lekro going to push up. He can get nice spots from this position, watching the push back, and there it is. He's going to see one call going to be made. Gun recovered, nice upgrade, and you should see the rotation coming out from Flusher now.
They can basically cheat everyone over to this B bomb site with that information Lekro's just gathered, and here the smokes, they rain on over. Golden's moved to the back of the site. He is completely isolated. Gets absolutely smashed there by Hadji, and the bomb site is completely open, but Flusher through the smoke, doing what Flusher does best, grabs one, spots another. Bomb will go down, and Crims through the smoke. He's going to find 1.5 kills, but Hadji stepping up once more. The pressure is on. 13 seconds left. Bomb has to go down. There's no smokes to cover him anymore. 7, 6. This one is done and dusted here. I think he's delayed long enough. Hadji can't plan. It's all over. A 1-on-2 situation for Lekro. He doesn't even have to do anything, and Happy and Hadji left looking silly. Just that constant pressure applied through the smokes there by Fnatic. Flusher finding one and then pushing for another. Crims coming through while all the mayhem's going down. Delays the plant from Envy, and that's a round in the bag for Fnatic. Not going to be too happy with that one. The Envious Squadron do have 2 AKs to take into this round. Deagle's purchased on Scream and Keo, and RPK has a P250. Enough to work with, enough to be dangerous, especially on Hadji, who's been hitting some shots early.
The 1 HP dream for JW.
You love to see it.
Big fan. And he's going to have to try and readjust off this one. Again, if you're Fnatic, you want to keep this as clean as possible. Envy looking to do damage wherever they can. Scary to see Happy and Hadji still with plenty of potential. We saw what they were able to do with just that Famus before the boost towards B. Golden was able to contain that threat, but it got very deadly. This has got way more firepower to it. But again, Envy not in a hurry here.
Always dangerous, aren't they? It's just a lot of posturing that goes on early on Inferno, especially while you're waiting out that utility. And if you just glance to the left-hand side of your screen there, you'll see Fnatic have used a substantial amount. And 1 smoke left on Golden and 1 on JW, and then a handful of flashes between the remaining players. It's not a lot to stop a rush. It means the players need to step up and hit shots. This becomes about the duels at this point. Right now, utility isn't an issue for either squad. It's hitting the shots, getting those entry frags, trading out efficiently onto bomb sites, and it will be another B hit.
All right, first man is going to see is probably going to be Flusher if they do. He's considering that boost, but the quick rush, that catches out Golden. Now Flusher needs to step up. His performance has been, you know, a little hit and miss here, and we need to see some of that vintage Flusher, but he actually gets found by Hadji. So the small amount of rifles, that small investment they made has come through. Look at Keo now, nicely upgraded. Bomb yet to be planted, though, trying to find a bit of safety. Is Scream, he's going to see the boost. He doesn't get the bomb down. Big deny from Crims there. Flash comes out. This is big work. That smoke is awful for them, and Crims has torn him limb from limb. He's held them at bay. That would look like a done deal for Envy. They had it all going for themselves. Hadji's been removed. The bomb's gone down, but it's a 1v3. Happy, are you up to task? No,
Bloody
is the
hell.
answer. And great work from Crims then.
That's 2 rounds in a row. Crims has denied the plan and won the round for his squad. It went down here in the later stages, but by denying it twice, it was just taking and stripping EnVyUs of numbers and left Happy in a very awkward position there, and Crims with 4 huge frags. But these have been very close rounds, right? The last round, obviously, was a full-on gun round, and it could have been anyone's game. The aggression through the smoke from Crims and Flusher won it, and this one here was one that EnVyUs, they had the 2 saved rifles, still unable to convert the round. But positive signs, the rounds are close. EnVyUs just need to put 1 on the board, and they could break the economy of Fnatic here. Do have a tactical timeout. This is where you're kind of discussing your options, right? Because if you only have, you know, that 3.9 or that 4.1k, you might not be able to get everything you want. If they want to opt for that AWP, which is probably not something EnVyUs will do now they don't have a main AWPer. Still, you might want the utility to do a set piece, a full execute. You need the Molotovs to stifle the CT aggression on Banana. You want to fight for that map control early so they can't just lock it down.
You're just trying to say Happy isn't trying to be the main AWPer.
Well, he probably is, but you're not going to build a team around, like, it's not like Kenny S. You're not building the style around Happy's AWP, right?
No, absolutely not. Let's see what we have here. Hadji?
Is he going to buy? There we go.
He is. All right.
So they got everything they need. Those plants have really helped. They had enough in the bank to get all the utility. This is a 3-pronged Banana.
Flush is actually a little worse off than expected. I don't know if he misread the money or just tried... That looks curious that he's just going to kind of just charge down. You've left Fnatic with 3. This could be the breaking point. I don't know if it's a misread of the money or what's happened, but it's not ideal.
Bomb
And
down?
Crims... Wait, that was Scream? What is going on this round? Is this... It looks like it's not live the way they're playing. It is live, bear in mind, but... Happy, gonna make up the odds. 2 players still towards B. This is big from Crims. Good positioning. He was the saving grace before. He might need to do that again. He's already got 2 kills, and this posturing... He's looking for maybe a little... He wants it as well. He wants to have a little look up above the smoke. See if he can get to even numbers here. 2 players towards Banana. 1 round the back. The tag comes in. Sprays back. Hadji gets a little bit put to place. They've got to be so cautious. They know there's going to be Happy around the back at some point.
They're between a rock and a hard place right now, and all EnVyUs need to do is bleed down that clock, and eventually Crims having to take back some map territory. He's going to go down to Happy, and Golden stuck in a 1-on-3 scenario.
Unlikely as it seems, he knows that it's pick your poison time. Which sword does he want to fall on? He's got 40 seconds to try and stay alive, and that smoke is dissipating. Molotov from Happy could be put down now. That's going to start burning. Golden swings round. He does get the kill. He needs a clean follow-up here. There's 2 players coming his way, and he does not have much to work with. 5 bullets is all he's got left. This has to be perfection, and it's a good idea. The execution, sadly, was not quite there. But still, a very, very knife-edge round, even though it did finally go Envy's way.
That was tense, and I think RPK made a bit of a blunder. After Happy killed the rotator on Arch side, the 2 players had to be stuck on that B bomb site. RPK pushed through the smoke, gave away another kill, made it a little bit more interesting. They did their best to defend, and this is, you know, sometimes what happens. When the bomb goes down, the CT's kind of, especially when you're in a number disadvantage situation and you're pinned like that, you have to defend it. They couldn't really opt to give them the bomb. The A bomb site was completely open. Right now, you're seeing a mixed buy coming out. We've got the Mag 7 on JW, aggressive in halls, of course, especially with the UMP. Everyone's got their trademark weapons. Golden on the CZ, we've seen do amazing work on Overpass the last couple of games. Could be a B hit. Smoke Flush is coming in very early. Golden, there it is. The CZ chiming in here with the quick trade, and Flusher stands through with the UMP. So much damage being done to Keo there, down to 15 points of health.
There's Molotov. Fnatic are locked out of this one, even though Keo is low. You then get this going. RPK, first man in. And, wow, Flusher just walked through the smoke. What is this damage coming out as well? Again, at this point, it's down to the 3v3. These rounds are incredibly sloppy. It's very much a bit of a battle of sheer power. Hadji has succeeded this round on 19 HP. Here comes JW. A player's already watching this spot. Denied. Keo puts himself in a great place, even with such low HP. Putting Crims again up to a huge challenge. This is insane that he's been asked to do this not only once, but again and again. He's delivered before the bomb finally does go down. Kyo's low, Hadji is low. It's Happy who's really going to be the big, I guess, hill to overcome. 2 players towards the banana side, 1 towards the pit. No one playing back of the site, but Crim's going to try and unravel this. No utility to play off. Caught a glimpse of the first man. And yeah, he expected the bait, but Happy just steps out.
Yeah, but Happy's the only one with HP, and he's playing like he has HP, which if he went down, the other 2 players are 1 bullet, 1 tickle away from death. Obviously, make sure the round didn't get out of hand before that. Put the pressure on in the one-on-one environment. Gap in the smoke, they're actually working in Hadji's favor. But like you mentioned, it's getting very messy. I like the way that the Fnatic players play through the smokes. They get flashed in by teammates, they go out, they try and deny the plant, try and even up as best as possible. But that mix buy didn't pay off. JW having to retake with the Mag 7 through Banana. Never ideal. We do see them on the eco. Flashbang in hand on Flusher, and all 5 members over towards mid. So I assume when this smoke starts to clear, we'll probably see the pop flash come in and all members pick and see what they can take down. In the meantime, JW, like a cat, a bit too curious. Gets a headshot thanks to the master himself, Scream. I wouldn't really expect a lot to come out of this round from Fnatic here. Even with a flash, if they get a kill, it's quite easy to dip away. There it is. Happy goes down.
There we go. Hadji going into damage control mode. RPK's joined him in this endeavor. Crims cowers on the stairs, not quite underneath, not quite the Harry Potter position, but he's doing what he can from it. Bit of magic could do some wonders here for Crims if he can make this a little more costly. RPK's a little low. He's trying to do what he can, but of course against pretty much a fully ball up side. Getting 2 kills and taking RPK that low is actually pretty impressive. Yeah,
now we have the gun round coming out from Fnatic here. It's not going to be a full buy, and when I talk about a full buy, I'm talking about everyone with all the utility, the smokes, the flashes, the molotovs, the defuse kits, a weaponry of choice. We only have 1 molotov, 3 smokes, which is 4 smokes. Mind you, JW buying a little bit late there. Exactly, no kits. So we already know how hard this map is to retake the bomb sites. When you don't have any defuse kits, obviously that takes an extra 5 seconds away from you here, and it becomes a little bit more of a pressure environment. So far, EnVy have been doing a fantastic job of entering onto bomb sites as a unit. They haven't really been spread out too much, right? Happy's been there with the squad. They've been doing these 5-man packs. There was a round where he went for that wrap, and it paid off in spades. Here, they look like they want to hit A very early. Setting up already. Smokes and flashes, and Hadji taking a lot of map control. That Molotov's going to ring on out of the map. Not going to inflict any damage. And a lot of pressure about to be on Crims here.
Yeah. Between him and Letcrow, the crossfire needs to be really good. You do have Cubby being held by JW, so that's going to be a factor down the line. But there comes the jump out of the apartments. Good move from Hadji, but no one really pulls the trigger. That plays in JW now. He's the one to give away the game, but the other 2 are still in position. The bomb site under threat. Excellence from JW. 3 big kills back to back on the board. Flusher comes into play, and it's all been destroyed. Perfection from Fnatic. JW allowed to get away with murder. No one trading back in.
Yeah, a massive lockdown there and huge kills by JW, but there's always a question mark I have. If you're the Halls player like Hadji there, right? And the rest of your players are all going to come up quad regardless. He's jumped out and done a quad jump, right? Which is what you want to happen is you want to draw the fire from the site player, the graveyard player, or the pit player to look at you so that other players can come out of halls. But he didn't have anybody close coming out of halls, right? There was a delay between him and anybody else, and then he had more players coming out quad side. So he's basically just drawn attention to where the majority of the attack of his team's coming from, when what he's meant to be doing is opening up space as an entry fragger. Here he hasn't opened up any space. Maybe he went, oh, okay, I've seen 1 player here, which means they can come in and pre-fire a certain angle, a certain corner. But I would have liked it if they had more players coming through halls with him, so that they could actually use his...
Normally there's 2 at
Exactly, right? Use his maneuver to open up onto the bomb site, or for him to go into pit, so at least they've opened up a different angle and they've taken crosshairs away from quad. Here it's just, hey, look, this is where everyone's coming from, get ready to shoot them.
Well, it's Hadji and Crims putting up the numbers thus far for these 2 teams by quite a decent margin. We'll see what the ADR is like at the end of this.
Sure.
It could just be a bit of a different picture, but it has been a good game actually from those 2 as well, though.
Well, Crims has had 2 very pivotal rounds where he's had multi-kills. And Hadji's early, he was doing a fantastic job getting a lot of entry kills when they were on these saved weapon rounds. We had the FAMAs, we had the AKs, and that just kept Fnatic's economy down, which just led them on the 4-round or the 3-round spree because they won pistol and then got 4 sport, which is basically the way the script goes nowadays, Lauren. No other way around it. And we got a full gun round coming out once more. FAMAS in the hands of the Golden Boy.
I didn't know you had a FAMAS.
I used to really like the FAMAS in 1.6. The burst fire was really nice.
I don't think I've seen anyone use the burst fire on.
You would use the burst fire on the FAMAS for range duels, right? Like you would play an A site and take duels all the way down to pit with the FAMAS because it was like a laser beam. Or as they were coming up cat, you'd take it from like crossover and you'd actually be able to take these really good duels. Now, not so effective. Map control has been granted for EnVyUs very early here. We still have a minute 10 left on the clock. They have boiler control, they have banana control, but it looks like right now, if you look at the radar, and thank you for your observers, we can see Fnatic have done a top banana retake. They've used a smoke, they've used a Molotov, they've cleared it out. And now, this has really stifled EnVyUs' plans. It's almost forced them to go prying towards A, and prying they will. JW down to 1 HP again. A lucky cookie these last couple rounds. Hadji once more, big kill, but this is against the Nemesis, the other top fragger, Crims. He's dropped. Now the 4-on-5 situation. How will the rotations be played? Will there be any gamble calls coming out from Fnatic? It's like... Lekr is completely isolated on this A bomb site. There's no one near him. JW is playing super passive because of that 1 HP. Exactly.
He's at this point, JW is an information passer. Trying to take any fights on it would be a mistake. Now they did win out on B. That is something, but still so far away. Lekr has to be.
Oh! Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Lekr. You were the only man on the A defense. You just got absolutely slammed. Henry said Hadji was the man to watch, and he's stepping up time and time again, hitting some remarkable AK shots here. This guy's aim is on point today.
He knows it. Look at him. He's happy. He's a happy boy. He heard what you just said. He got a little excited. Got a little twinge.
He just stepped on out and said goodnight, sweet prince, to Lekr, who really should have got one and then traded, right? That's how that scenario should go down, but just slammed him. Remember watching, I think we did a Gfinity together, Lauren, where old boy Hadji was there.
Yep, and he used to play pretty well then.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad. So I wasn't expecting him to come in and be a star of this squad by any means, especially with the likes of RPK and Scream surrounding you. But so far in this match against Fnatic, he's hitting some absolute bangers.
Yep, big player. Good to see it on Inferno. He's normally, if you watch him on the likes of Train and things like that, he seems to really come into his own. Seemingly very comfortable on that map very quickly with this roster. But yeah, that's a nice one. Very nice.
Angles. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? When you come from playing Counter-Strike on a lower level and then consistently get thrown into the fire, right? There is an adjustment period, and you need to be willing to make sure you're staying on top of the game, right? You need to go, oh, okay, well, these are my moves. They stop working. Now I need to change it up. You learn very quickly. It's like being in the hyperbolic time chamber from DBZ. You know the one? You used to watch it.
No, I didn't.
I know you used to watch it.
No.
You're a massive Vegeta fan.
It's not the word, actually. It's pronounced differently, but no.
Vegeta? I don't know. I'm not a Saiyan, so I'm not real.
I actually never did watch that. Hadji again to find JW. This round, obviously, they do have the 2 rifles coming in for Fnatic, but yeah, no, I never watched it. Like, I probably watched some episodes around my friends because they were, like, big fans, but I was just like, this is some anime stuff. I don't know. I feel like I missed out. It would have been good to watch that. But again, we're seeing Hadji going through the motions. Clearly something he likes doing. All eyes on him towards quad. Drawing a hell of a lot of attention overall from Fnatic towards this A side. 3 players here. It's your man Golden on B.
Chaboy.
Oh, Chaboy delivering headshots. Goodbye, Scream. Let's see what else he can do. Flashes come up. Not completely blind. Got 1 player stepping wide. That'll be Keo. Trying to get the cross going. This is lovely work. Golden coming into his own. He's like, all right, Hadji, I've seen what you can do. Let me have a little go at it myself. 4 kills. Keeping Fnatic afloat here and denying Envy from getting right back on their doorstep.
AK in hand. This kid's got the Midas touch. Just slamming Envy. Putting a much-needed round on the board for Fnatic. Just had those AKs and a couple of upgraded pistols and able to put the 7th on the board. Very impressive. We do state time and time again that they win these unorthodox rounds. But that's a skill that I'm definitely envious of, and I'm sure the Frenchmen are too.
Hadji gets a nice knife and spawn.
I love how he buys the Mac-10 as well, because this EnVyUs roster, if you look at Keo, Happy, RPK, and Scream, have all lived in the French 4-spy era. Hadji's come up through the grassroots as not even a player in that, and it's got, well, Mac-10 is only a little bit more expensive. 30 bullets, fires real fast, and I'm going to kill Lekr with it. So you guys can keep your Deagles and your CZs. And it's like a little bit better.
Hadji's money, of course, still sitting very nicely, and it will continue to do so if he actually gets more kills with that thing. Now, Funding anymore might be a little bit tricky because you're going to see probably Fnatic tightening everything across the board, getting battening down the hatches, and they're already working towards B as well. 2 players trying to step through. Oh, that's a shot and a half. Crims, the adjustment is absolutely crisp. See what they're doing now.
You see what would have happened if Crims didn't have head armor there? That's when his little head would explode like a balloon. Balloon? Do they explode?
Yeah,
I guess they pop.
They burst.
Yeah. What explodes?
I just want to say bombs. It's not making me feel good about it.
Me either. We got to be careful with our language nowadays, Lauren. Excuse me? I would love... Oh, yep.
Good throw.
JW
Nice.
with the mist grenade there. Going to land at his own feet. Do a little bit of damage. Golden, Flusher, and JW are not locked out of this side. But they don't have any utility to open the door. 2 players coming from the quad side. Well, JW's moving around to library here. Happy in the pit. He's going to grab 1. Standing strong on the bicycle. Lauren's favorite position.
It's a great spot, Chad.
I know you love it.
It's a great spot.
But they just need to save right now. They just need to make sure that Happy and
Time to
RPK are probably going to go down with the bomb. JW now, he's in a mess.
Squeaky bum time.
Yeah, you don't love to see that. Flusher will probably be able to salvage the AK here if he can kill Happy, who's a hungry hippo. So all the kills. Everyone's dead. All 10 members in the server have died. That means everyone's going to have to rebuy some weaponry.
And it's pause.
I wonder if it's a... Oh, it is a tactical.
It's tactical.
I wonder why it's tactical by Envy. They just... I guess maybe they weren't expecting to win that round.
I just need to take a second, yeah? Have a little
That all
breather.
started with a Mac 10 kill onto Lekro. That Haji bought.
Yeah.
Like, that was a really drawn-out round.
Did feel like a lifetime, didn't
Feels
it?
like last round that happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lauren.
How you finding casting, Chad?
Yeah, it's fun. I like mixing it up.
See, the thing is that you're still in that, like, serious mode a little bit. It's a
Sure.
good
You
game,
wanna
so I
loosen me
appreciate
up?
it. That's not a phrase I ever want to hear said around either of us.
No, I just meant, like, relax.
Nah. No.
Like, chill out a bit.
No. No. Let's stay nice and tight.
Oh, stay in our lanes. Crimson bought an AWP, Lauren. Are you excited about
so
that?
is Flusher.
Oh, this is one of
How
my...
do you feel about this one?
This is the double AWP, double CZ M4 strat. This is one of my favorites. I used to run it every Saturday night.
Has it got a name? Is there like a jazzy name to it?
Yes, the double AWP, double CZ M4 strategy.
Well, it's not a catchy
No,
name,
it's
is it?
not catchy. It's not a Katy Perry song. It's a Counter-Strike
If it was a
strategy.
Katy Perry song, what would it be? About kissing girls and liking it?
No, of course not.
Firework.
It definitely has a chance to be explosive with those CZs. They're high impact in close quarters. Holden picks it up nice and tight on cue. He's gone for the knife.
Out of bullets, I'm pretty sure. The reload time, you know what it's like on that CZ. You're not going to have much more of a chance at it. But Flusher's doing all right. 2 kills here for himself. And we will see both AWPs towards B.
Yeah. You're definitely not really going to expect that. That's a change up by Fnatic. They've gone for something, I guess, unusual here. Something that they haven't shown. A new face. And JW, one of the players who didn't have the AWP, has swapped now with Crim. So he's got it back in his hands. He is the primary AWPer for this team. I know we don't see him on it as much as you see other primary AWPers. It gets mixed around in the Fnatic roster from time to time. But they do still want to go to B site, Fnatic. They're, sorry, EnVyUs. They're using the utility. Flusher's come in. And they can isolate the AWP player. Haji's first on in. He's been hitting some fantastic shots. Trying to bait it out, and he does. So they can take a little bit more ground, and now things are getting dangerous.
Look at this guy. He's hungry for this one, but time is ticking, Chad. It's 17 seconds on the board. Haji is trying to be the point of this spear being thrown in towards the B side. Flusher is the ace up the sleeve. He's got 10 seconds. Haji's found him. But where's that bomb? It's unrecoverable. He can't do it. JW is there. And all is saved. Lekro gets himself a gun as well. Fnatic stay afloat with the famous purchase that you were talking about.
Yeah, the double AWP, double CZ M4 buy. One of the greatest strategies ever to come out of Australia. Fantastic to see Fnatic making it work. And this game is very, very, very close now.
What do you call this buy?
I don't know, a mess. But it is the CZs, and we have seen how fantastic they can be. Pressure on B early. Stepping out from the sandbags, we'll grab one. Immediately traded. They have spotted the bomb.
Nade. Good work from Golden. Slows him down. Flash comes in. Smoke goes up. Golden's showing some real diligence at soloing this out. He is out of bullets, but the teammate should be there. Keo with a snap and a half. He's on 5 HP now. That should kind of negate this problem, as Lekro does have a nade that could just be dropped out at any point, but yeah, not going to be pressured from Banana. He's got a lot of time to play with here, but very unlikely he'll get this one done.
The rotation has come in and they haven't, well, they've just realized. As you see Lekro running back over towards that A bomb site, that avenue of attack is still open. He'll be the caretaker over there. Whether he wants to play retake or not, we will find out very soon. He's going to make his way over to the bomb site. So if I was Lekro, if you look at the minimap right now, you just sit in that A bomb site. Keo, he still wants to hit B. Golden to find on 6 HP. There it is. I know where he is now. This Molotov will delay more time, but now I guess the rest of the map is Keo's oyster. Still 44 seconds left on the clock. Heaps of time.
Moister than an oyster. Keo sliding his way in towards B. 35 seconds, keeping him guessing. Lekro does not know where the hell to go. JW is still kind of curious as to what's going on. There's a second of doubt in his mind. Playing from the back of new box. It's all about timing with these two. Keo can't really take too much of a fight, but JW's got a one-shot gun essentially at this point. So again, a fun battle about to go down with 20 seconds remaining. It looks like Lekro's going to just commit back towards B. Keo's going closer and closer, and JW's still none the wiser. How is this going on? How is this the case? And the unseen man at the back of the site should be the downfall of Keo here. And there it is. Signed, sealed, delivered. It was actually Lekro to take it in the end.
That's the way you want to play those scenarios, though. If you can hide in the back of the bomb site when the clock's getting so low, it either is going to force the player to fake plant, and you're going to know exactly where he is, or he has to really be very noisy. Either way, the sound cues allow your teammates to rotate, and that's where it all started for Fnatic. Lekro in the pit, and some heroic rounds from Crims to follow up, denying the plants, forcing EnVyUs into a very awkward state economy-wise. But Hadji, definitely a standout, living up to Henry G's, the king of esports, prediction.
Good old Henry.
Yeah, the king.
Why is he the king?
Self-proclaimed king.
Oh.
Do you kiss his feet every time you leave? That's what I do. You gotta, like, you know?
Who's told you had to do that?
Well, Henry did. He's the king.
Ooh, he's been living out fetishes through you, Chad. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. Crims. What a goddamn performance that is. But then look at Hadji's ADR. We discussed this. If the ADR was going to kind of match up to the kills, and actually he's kind of superseding what he's been doing there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of damage, even on rounds where EnVyUs had no, I guess, real opportunity to win. He's still picking up big kills, buying Mac 10s while the rest of his team is opting for the CZs, Deagles, etc. Changing things up a bit, Lauren, opting for a different approach, but now we've flipped over to the CT side. EnVyUs have a chance here to grab pistol, even it up at 9 pieces of each. See how they opt to take this pistol around. Normally we're going for a bit of alt-mid information, pushing through boiler, doing a little jump peek, or stacking over towards that B bomb site, but looks like they'll just opt for the standard 3-2 split. 2 members heading over towards B, 3 towards A. Quite passive, nothing too exciting coming out. And on the side of Fnatic, we have a smoke and a flash in the hands of Flusher. Hadji immediately taken down to 4 HP. Glocks at range still do damage.
They do, and that's a big bit of impact to make. And the bounding T's now come flooding through from the apartments towards A. Hadji trying to be as sneaky as he can, still be as relevant as possible, and he's just not hitting it. That USPS not singing for him, but the others starting to be putting up good numbers here. Scream already finding 2 this round, can't make it a third. So it does leave Golden alive on 2 HP. Bomb to be planted, nothing to stop that yet. And it's Crims who needs to be the big man here and come up with a lot of kills.
Time is the issue as the bomb has started, but no problems for EnVyUs. They've just postured, they've made the headshots all over Red Rover. Golden and Crims go down, Defuse comes in, and probably the force by Lauren.
Love a good force buy.
You like force buys?
No.
Do you force buy when you play Counter-Strike?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. Just not very good at it.
So you don't like force buys because you're not very good at it, or?
I am projecting, you know?
Okay.
A lot of emotional damage. Yeah.
See, the options here are they either
they
go for the force buy, so they expend all of their economy and go for maybe like a late round B execute, or they go for the save, which they have done right now. Cribbs has grabbed the P250 and 2 flashes. See what they can get done with this and buy in the next. That means they have the AKs up. They'll have all that good gear, and it's a fast mid running through the Molotovs. Lekro no fear, no one with him. Bye guys. Hey guys, I'm just gonna run through the flames. Anyone want to come with me? As happy. 1, 2, 3. Hadji one of his own. This one is done and dusted. Put a bow on it. All those other cliches.
Put a fork in it.
Yep.
Because it's Done. Yeah, it's good, right? I like that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
What'd you put a bow on? Like, how'd you make that sound?
A present.
Jersey? Yeah. What's the last thing you put a bow on, like, yourself? Like, what gift did you give someone you put a bow on?
I'm not very good at gift giving. Normally, so like I think you only really buy gifts for well, I only really buy gifts for girlfriends or family.
Oh yeah, family are the only other.
And when I buy for girlfriends, I just get super lazy and either buy like jewelry or holidays. Because no one's ever complaining about like a nice necklace or earrings or
a holiday.
A holiday. At what point are you complaining about that?
I think you've got issues if you are. But the problem is, now, into this round, Lekro's been gifted a very big chance. Haji desperately trying to, it seemed like he's trying to do what he can, but maybe overstepping what he is attempting to do here. And then second push comes out from Scream and it works.
Yeah, that's much better, right? When you have the type of weapons left that EnVyUs do, going up against the buy round right now of Fnatic, you want to do things in pairs. You want to use the fact that you have lower weaponry as more of a surprise. These are where the gimmicks, I like to call them, or the little micro maneuvers as a squad come in, and JW with one of his own comes up mid, bang, bang, 2 big kills, a bomb site completely devastated, open for business. But Fnatic need to backpedal, find the bomb. Crims will pick it up. Keo and RPK are just going to sit on this B bomb site, hope that Fnatic make the blunder and head over there, but it won't be. The bomb will go down, JW in a forward position. The chase will be on very early because you can see where JW is. He can hear if anyone's coming. Flusher has now joined him. They haven't heard anything. They know that there's no aggression. They know that no one's come for information. So at this point, if you're the Fnatic roster, when the bomb gets probably roughly to about 50% until it's going to explode, you start hunting, or if you're happy to let them keep these weapons, which forces perpetual, I guess, poor decision making, right? If you're on the CT side and you have an M4 and a UMP save, there's a high probability you'll force behind that. Even if you can say only get like one guy with a CZ, a couple other guys with UMPs, etc., you're going to have lower and weaker buys. So there's always 2 takes on whether you want to hunt guns early stages. Threat was one of the first players when he was, first in-game leaders / coaches when he was in the NIP project, where they just let teams hold on to their guns. Like, they just let them keep holding on to the scouts and the UMPs, so they would keep force buying behind those weapons, as opposed to trying to punish them and take it out of their hands. However, Inferno is a map where if you get close range with the UMPs, with the CZs, it's not going to matter because they're able to get a full buy up anyway. It is very dangerous.
Danger, 8 to 10. Fnatic still with the lead here. Not quite being challenged on that front yet, but plenty still to be seen coming to this half. Into round 19, of course, we go. JW looking for anyone lingering around that smoke, but for now, we do the posturing, what you were discussing at the start, where both teams kind of just take the map control, vibe for it. And actually, Fnatic being gifted a lot of room to work. Probably the flash towards B, that's just gone in. Works well. Keo capitalizes towards Golden's flashed. Blindness, happy, showing what he can do with the AWP on CT Arch.
I love it that more teams are starting to integrate moves to retake top of Banana. You see the Molotov come in. It forces anyone who wanted to protect Golden when he gets flashed, keeps them back, keeps them at bay. And Kia with an easy kill. Now we have a 3-on-5 scenario, but the mid-round decision-making from Fnatic is some of the best in the world on this map, and historically has been throughout the tenure of any of these rosters. But if they continue to investigate one at a time, things get much more difficult. We know a Flusher poking and prodding over towards that B-bomb site. There it is. Crims, completely untradeable. Happy will find his second AWP kill for the round. This one is going to be very, very difficult for Fnatic to have a say in. Roughly 35 seconds left on the clock. Lekro and Flusher, a nice little rendezvous in Banana. How do you say banana in French, Lauren?
Banane.
Oh, yeah. Gotta learn some French for Marseille. Bonjour, bonsoir. Au revoir.
None of what I actually remember is actually, hey, what do we say on there?
Oh, you learn all the good stuff then.
Oh yeah, same with Swedish, Finnish.
You can speak a bit of German, but you pretend you can't, but I know you can.
Nah, just can order kebabs. To be fair, if you ask Alex to order his kebab, he still sounds pretty good at it as well.
Yeah?
He's got that down.
Well, I guess he's learning Dutch now, which is very similar to German, so...
It sounds like really cute German.
Does it? I think it's from the throat.
You're not into that?
Not in the language. I think it can get very spitty. I don't really like people spitting on my face.
Look, whatever you're into, Chad, I'm not going to judge. Good nade, though. What a throw. Keo receives that full force. 57 HP left.
To note here, JW has opted for the AWP, but it is a glass cannon. He has nothing else with it. It's a very dangerous maneuver, but if he can find an opening, could be the key to success for Fnatic. We are sitting at 10 rounds for Fnatic, 9 for EnVyUs. As the economy starts to build for the CTs, they want to go for middle. Popping out Boiler Room. Happy is ready and raring. He's going to grab another AWP kill from that position. He has help over towards the Archer. There's another big kill for Happy, almost with the double.
Yeah, looked like there was potential for it. She gets away with murder as well. Golden goes down. So now, are you excited for what could be the bonus rounds here, Chad?
All the rounds, all the games, all the maps, all the overtimes. Counter-Strike again is always exciting, always delivering, as Flusha unable to deliver. As I say, that gets the kill, of course. Caster's curse.
Scream, kick into action. I thought the trade was going to be there. I thought Flusha was going to get there in due time and be able to get this one done, and the other two players have been isolated towards B, and then, you know, Flusha might have done those crazy things. But sadly, he only has 10 HP, so it's kind of not looking so... What is with people hitting shots like that? We had Hadji kind of doing the swing in.
Paz yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. Now, okay, Flusha's got the smoke up. He's so low, though. This has to be very clean. Has to be able to isolate these two. I don't know if that's even possible. RPK has got utility, but he's still Flusha.
He can push through the smoke here and get a lucky timing, which he's opted away from. Could have been a chance, but now he just needs to be isolated.
But I like this. He's gone for the plant.
Screwed.
Oh, does it spread that far? I don't know if it spreads that far. The thing is, he's planted as well for quad side. So they're going to be expecting this. This is really smart play from Flusha. He's drawn their attention over there. The bomb continues to tick. It's actually getting really late in the game here. If he can just take his time, kills this guy, it's job done. Incredible play from Flusha here. And Flusha, you're an absolute god. That was the perfect play to win that 1v2. Plants for quad. They have no idea. They think the Molotov's cleared this. They don't even check on it. And then look at the filth on this.
Just the poise to go for those one-taps. The last two kills, super impressive. But the fact of the matter is, like you said, that Molotov actually worked against EnVyUs. They assumed it had probably spread to that position. And with that quad plant, everything just went, I guess, tickety-boo, as you like to say, Lauren, for Flusha there with a phenomenal clutch. We've seen some absolute ball terrors of clutches the last couple of nights.
You're just getting more and more Aussie the closer we're getting to Sydney, aren't you?
Yeah, give it a.
Do you reckon you're going to ramp it up a bit?
Yeah, mate, I can really turn her on. Just like the bloody barbecue. Get the prawns on there. And I'm down to Bondi.
Sure, I've never had prawns on a barbecue.
You probably had bloody shrimp, haven't you, mate?
No. Never.
No. Yeah, well, you put them on skewers normally. That's the best way to do prawns on the barbecue.
Because
you bang them on, done. Bit of lemon after. She a beaut.
She a beaut.
Anyhow.
Wow. Back on topic. I think this weekend when I'm back in Germany, definitely gonna have to get the barbecue going. Starting to feel a bit, starting a bit warmer, like the Molotov on Banana right now. Utility being put down between both sides. No flash being set up this time for Envy. Unable to get those first kind of strikes that have been going so well. Flusha.
He's a noisy little kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the moves.
Jumping around like a kangaroo. Am I invited to the barbecue? Oh, anyway, we've got to be here. You need to play by play this. Give it to us.
We'll see. Right now, I definitely need to get into this one because Kyo could have done something big there. Timing not quite right, the flash not quite there, but it's RPK's turn. One kill, is that good enough? Not really right now. Look at the positioning from Crims. This guy is playing ahead of the curve. No, why are you letting him get away with this? No one's going to check on that. No one checks on it now. They do eventually. Hadji just out of the corner of his eye spots something, and Crims is playing a beautiful game, and Scream, the timing is atrocious. You hate to see it.
That's a punch you monitor moment, right? It's a smoke there, and JW is just idly sauntered through. Like, hello. You are dead. You hate to see it.
Dear.
Anyway, back to the barbecue. You know the problem I think we have?
Right.
We know too many vegetarians and vegans. You can't invite them to barbecues. Not barbecuing bloody tofu.
No. See, I do eat a lot of like tofu and stuff like that, but not on a barbecue.
Tom, I think Tom might want to come to the barbecue and I don't know what vegetarians eat at barbecues.
Get a nice pepper.
Yeah, maybe.
Bit of onion. You can make a vegetable kebab.
Oh, he's saying like veggie dogs and veggie burgers.
It's not going near my barbecue.
No.
You can have
I feel
your
like
own.
It's gonna taint the meat.
It would. It tastes weird like soy.
No, I love everyone. Eat whatever you want.
Yeah, no worries.
We're not foodists.
No, I was saying I'm too lazy to cook real food. Right? There's less threatening things that are going to kill me if I undercook a bit of soy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be alright.
Yeah.
But I mess up chicken. I'm in a bad way.
Chicken's real hard to mess up.
It's dangerous though. But if you do, have you told catering that, Chad? So I don't think they're listening.
Well,
the point is,
they made sure that we definitely weren't getting salmonella.
That's true. It's crispy, very crispy. But the point is that, yeah, I feel like I'm less likely to murder myself when it comes to...
I think you have to eat like your body weight in raw chicken to die. Now, I've made that up.
I am not a medical professional.
No one at home
no, do not try this at home.
Eat raw chicken at all. But this is the pointy end right now. Fnatic want to speed up the pace. They're going to go through a pop flash mid-smoke as that... I guess Molotov kept them at bay.
Fnatic style.
There we go. Yeah, this is standard Fnatic stuff. A scream. The first responder gets taken down by Crims, and mid control is being granted. But Hadji aggressive as always. We'll even things up. 4 versus 4 now. Hadji eventually found, and the trades happen and fall in the favor of Fnatic as they've completely swarmed this A bomb site. Kiyoshima and RPK only have a smoke, and they're tucking their tail, getting out of dodge. Going to hold on to the weaponry the best they can. Fnatic are going to put 14 rounds on the board here, Lauren. And I think at this point, EnVyUs are stuck in a forced buy cycle until they inevitably lose. These are very important games for Fnatic. I don't know if mathematically they still have a chance to make the playoffs.
I'm not sure.
But I'm the type of guy that believes anything's possible.
Okay. Map after this will be Cobble, actually. Not seen too much of Cobble, and I miss Cobble. I like Cobble personally. So.
I also like Cobble. But that's, I don't know, I like from an in-game leader way how you can outplay teams with routines and strategies, right? You can make them buy it into, hey, this is the most likely next move they're going to make, and you do something completely
It's very
different.
polarizing when you do exploit it on that map. That's the one thing that's nice.
Good.
It rewards you for that sort of play.
Feels real good, man.
Feels real good. Chad's being bit by the bug of playing. Look at him.
I wanted it yesterday. I was like, yeah, man, I want to play some Counter Strike.
I saw it on Reddit. You're baiting the Reddit kids.
Yeah, apparently I'm returning to professional Counter Strike based off a tweet saying I want to frag. Can you is that people reading between the lines or making their own?
I think they've drawn in their own lines at that point. I mean, it's a bit of a reach, isn't it? I did like Anders' reply to you.
Yeah, but
that was real spicy.
I could destroy him.
Yeah.
By saying, Anders, how many professional games of Counter Strike you ever played, mate?
Ooh,
exactly,
God.
Lauren.
Just
but I didn't. I didn't. I let him live.
A kind, merciful
God.
Until
now, until live on air. Anyway, this is EnVyUs' last chance saloon here. If they go down, they're going to be forced into a round with very limited weaponry and utility. Here we have 3 Famouses, nothing anybody ever wants to see. A UMP and the M4 in the hands of RPK, which was saved from the previous. Fnatic have slowed things down, posturing, doing the default, waiting out utility, calling out resources, taking map control, doing it by the book. And you know I like to do things by the book, Lauren. Anyway, pop flash up mid, the entry frag comes in, Lekro onto Happy, and the dominoes start to fall now for EnVyUs.
Look at this. That nade. Oh, God, this is nice so far. Fnatic showing real control, but RPK doesn't really care. He's caught Lekro trying to split towards B. This could give away a bit of the game, but again, Scream and Hadji are still quite far away. They're on quad side, and you're going to see the light coming out from Crims here. He's still in a really nice spot for this. Can be a real nuisance. He might need to make a bit of noise, kind of show a bit more presence to ensure that these guys stay dedicated to this site. He does have the utility and the presence to do so while this begins. Flusher is creeping towards B, but you're going to have to wait and see that one unfold. And there it is, Flusher. Excellent work. And now Crim shows, but they're so far away and they know this. Now Fnatic have full understanding of this B site. Well, it's theirs. JW's going to push up this time. He's going to get way ahead of the curve. Bomb's going to go down. And the position currently occupied by Flusher will be Nubox, and this is going to be a save call.
I think EnVyUs are in a position, right, where they can't qualify for the Dallas finals. They're just basically wanting to stay out of relegation.
Yep.
Now, any point matters, so them saving and giving Fnatic the 15th, it's not bad when they're only playing for points, because if they want to go for overtime, they're going to guarantee themselves at least 1 point, and if they do win in overtime, 2. But they have an uphill battle against them right now. They're going to need 6 rounds in a row if they want to make it to overtime. JW getting hungry. Hungry like the wolf. Who sings that song?
Duran. Big 80s fan.
Yeah, well, I was in the 80s for all of 6 months. I can still claim that whole 80s.
See, I never was, and it really upsets me. Like, Mum, could you not have...
Yeah, worked quicker, I suppose.
Yeah, I think... Yeah.
Put the bun in the oven, turned her on, cranked her up to 180.
Don't say turn on, my mum.
Turn on the oven.
I get it, but...
Anyway, like I mentioned, this is EnVyUs' last chance.
Yep.
You have a much better buy because of those saved weapons going into this one. Actually have M4s and AKs across the board. utility to match, and Kiroshima's aggression is going to come in, but he lined up there by a teammate. Flash is going to take down 2 big kills. And that's all she wrote, I think.
So do you want to use any of those terms of the put a fork in it? You can a bow maybe at this point. We'll see if
Have you not
Happy.
heard the put a bow on it?
Yeah, but not as much as like the fork. Forking out. Happy's holding on. Puts up the smoke, gets the kill. Golden goes down. Maybe it's not over yet. Maybe there's no singing happening here. Scream finds JW trying to split through CT Arch. We're down to Lekro and Crims. Smoke goes down towards CT. Crims picks another smoke. He's going to do it all himself. Like, hey guys, don't worry. I am the team. I am Fnatic. Now, let's see what they can work out from this smoke comes in. Happy gets pushed out of position. High flashes come out. They've done really well with the utility they had and what they had left. They've made this look pretty convincing. Whether or not they can get the bomb down, get the kills on the board is yet to be seen. Lekro going to try and do that just about now. Bomb goes in. Crims goes down. It's a 1v3 for Lekro. A tricky spot to say the very least. Happy waits ever so patiently for that opportune moment to strike around the corner here. And he holds. Lets Envy come to him. Never easy. Gonna see the shadow. Can't get it done. Scream's there, and it's another round on the board for Envy. We are not done yet. Excellent money for Fnatic, however, does mean that they can repurchase and continue going forward.
Now they need 5 rounds. So, it's not impossible, but the bank looking nice and juicy for Fnatic. Everyone's going to be able to buy everything they need. I think Golden had 13,000 in the bank before he started buying up all the goodies. I think with $13,000, I'd probably buy like a jet ski. But he's opted for the AK.
You guys were talking about jet skis, weren't you and Alex, at some point? So yesterday?
Yeah, Alex was talking about jet skiing in Cancun, maybe?
Ooh, we'll come back to that, because Scream just went full JW. Straight up fighting out from the apartments. Happy wants to know, it's a very aggressive round here. This is a dangerous game to play for both sides. One thing goes wrong, the spiral begins. But Happy, large and in charge, dominates through middle. Bomb goes down right next to him. Flusher and JW would have to dig very deep here. There. He's given it... I love the way he's considering the pallets there.
He's just drawn a line of bullets around Happy there as he will make it away on 3 HP, but that was a round that started with some heads-up Counter-Strike. Everybody just wanted to take fights, take duels. The CT standing in forward, very aggressive positions, and the T's speeding it up themselves. And to finish this as quickly as possible, Fnatic are, but it looks like they're probably going to play another round of Counter-Strike. It is a 4-on-2 situation.
That's an ang.
That's quite a nice angle, isn't it? That's a that would be a very hard shot to hit if you're coming out of apps, and it's probably not the angle you would be checking either.
Definitely not.
To worry a little bit more about some other positions.
Interesting one for sure. We might see it actually come through here, maybe. Kyo's sitting pretty nicely HP-wise compared to the rest of his team, so yeah, that's a bit of the issue though, I guess, is that you can't see it all. Maybe hoping that the crossfire still holds. You do have a player on CT Arch as well, that being RPK, and of course one in the small side of the pit. W, there it is. Kyo, good work from him. Comes out of the spot, flush shot, unable to do anything this time.
One positive there, Fnatic players both towards the end. One that smoke went down on balcony. The first player did the circle jump out to quad side, and the second player used the gap in the smoke to find anybody who was going to swing wide to look for that kill. So that's the proper way to do it. Unfortunately, they're in a 2-on-4 scenario, and Happy was the hero once more. That's 2 rounds back-to-back. The Happy stepped up with some pivotal multi-kills.
Multi-kill.
Are in there, I guess they're in the dregs. They've just had to smash open the piggy bank for this last buy round, and they might have to take a save if they don't get the plant. Golden is the only one who's been looking after his money use. 3,400 remaining for him. And once more, Boiler Cake and Happy still in a hyper-aggressive position. Banana control now being forced away. Fnatic are just doing the standard stuff, and they're doing it early in the rounds. The quicker you do it, the more pressure you put on the CT side to use your smokes, your Molotovs, your utility to push them back, hold them at bay. That's why AWPs can be so important for holding angles. It means you can hold off on that utility. Bomb all the way back in T-spawn, and Lauren, I absolutely hate to see this. But a minute left on the clock, plenty of time to retrieve it. And still they need to decide where they want to attack. He's playing very safe this round. They've dropped back, no longer in those hyper-aggressive posturing positions. Much more reserved.
Certainly. Now the utility's been stripped, though. If you look at Envy, you're down to 1 smoke on RPK. Bomb has been collected. And it looks like the B hit is seeming quite likely for now. You can see JW wants to be that lurker. Pressure players like Happy if he tries to play back into this. The lurk against the lurk. And again, it's only lurking if you succeed, it's baiting if you fail. Now, Flusher works his way forward. You do have Happy actually reading this incorrectly. Oh, this is so good. Look at JW right now. Oh, that was so well played. They've just spun it on a dime. That is exactly what you want to be seeing. If you succeed on your lurk, you can just spin it like this. That is perfect play.
There's so much on that, right? JW had full mid control, which meant no information could be taken. They couldn't even look into boiler. They couldn't peer down middle. They couldn't see where the T's were at all. Once he made it around, saw there was no resistance towards the arch side. He knew that he could go for frags on that A bomb site. He did. He opened it up. And now the retake is on. EnVyUs have an uphill battle against them. This A bomb site aren't at the best of times, especially with the number disadvantage. 3 on 4. Kyo's going to find the first onto Golden.
Yeah, but Lecro might be where this one stops. He's up for the fight, and so is Crimson. There it is. Fnatic show up on map 1. It was actually a very close affair. I think we kind of grew to expect this. Envy has certainly become stronger in the last couple of games we've been seeing, in the last couple of weeks especially. Still not maybe pushing to the limits of what people expected, but still a competitive side, and Fnatic certainly feeling the brunt of this.
Good stuff by Haji.
Yeah, really nice work from him. Hoping to see a little bit more of that in the next map, which we'll be seeing in just a moment's time after the break and once the analysis desk have their way with this matchup.